So this might be a bit controversial to say, but here on YouTube there are a lot of videos from people that talk about supposedly great ways to start a business online using AI, yet very few of them actually show how they themselves are using AI tools to make money. But I have this case study here on YouTube showing how I scaled a one-person AI business to $1,000 a day. And so I know through experience how to build a one-person AI business because I've actually done it and I've made the AI workflows myself. And so in this video, I'm going to share with you what those tools and workflows are, along with the 5-step process I use to do this so that you can just copy me and build your own AI business too. But before I do, here's the thing, right? I know through my analytics that most of my viewers on this channel are new viewers who have not seen that case study, so I'll quickly explain what my AI business is for them so that everyone is up to scratch. And it's pretty simple. As my longtime subscribers know, I personally have an AI print-on-demand clothing store on Etsy. Basically, one day I was scrolling through Etsy and I noticed that there was a problem. You see, while a lot of good general clothing designs about specific types of animals such as dogs and cats existed, there were very few clever breed-specific clothes. So for example, right, there were a lot of funny dog t-shirts that were generic, but there were very few funny t-shirt designs about huskies. So what I did was I used a combination of 3 tools, Midjourney, ChatGPT, and Canva to create my clothing designs for me, which I then uploaded onto products using print-on-demand apps like Printify. These apps let you sell customized products like clothes online from top merch print shops. It's honestly pretty simple. What you do is you upload your design onto one of their products, then you list it in your store for a markup price, and each time a customer buys one from you, the print-on-demand app sees the order and automatically sends it out to the print shop. They then print your design onto the product, package it up, and ship it out to the customer, while you get to keep the difference as profit. So I posted AI created products like this on Etsy, and I optimized them for Etsy's algorithm by using AI tools to write and design my item listings, and I got my first 2 sales within my first 2 weeks. And now my items earn me passive income every day. And by the way, just quickly, if you'd like to learn more about my store, how it runs, and how it earns money passively every day, then you can download a copy of my free ebook, The 6 Steps That 6-Figure Online Stores Follow to Make Over $10,000 a month online with print on demand. You can find a link to download my free ebook in the video description below. But anyway, back to the video. So yes, here's the process that I used to create this one-person AI business step by step. And step 1 was this. I came up with a business idea that solved a problem. And it's interesting. This step, I believe, is extraordinarily important to do, and yet despite the fact that you can use AI to help you do this, which I will show you how to do, by the way, very few people bother to even do it. Instead, what they always try to do is they try to copy someone else's business idea. And personally, I think that copying other people's business ideas is a trap. And let me explain why. So, as I said, I solved a problem with my business. I noticed that there was a lack of clothing designs for specific dog breeds, such as huskies, and so I made that. Well, here's the thing, right? If you just open a store and you copy my business idea and you copy my designs, guess what's going to happen? Customers are going to go, oh look, there are 2 stores selling the same design. One store has reviews and social proof, and the other store is brand new and has none. And so who do you think they're going to buy from? Are they going to buy from you with no reviews, or are they going to buy from me with reviews and social proof? Obviously, they're going to buy from me, right? And so that is why I think that copying is a bad way to start a new business. Because when you're new, no one trusts you yet, and so you need to give people a good reason to take a chance on you. And I've found that being the first to solve a problem is an easy way to get people to do that. And there's a specific phrase in the marketing world for what I did. It's called identifying a gap in the market. And I think it's easy to find these. I just asked myself, okay, what product or service or content piece would I like to have that doesn't yet exist? And then I go ahead and I make that. Simple, right? The thing though is that I know that actually coming up with these ideas is harder than it sounds in practice. So ChatGPT can be an amazing way to brainstorm ideas like this for free, but, and this is a big but, you don't want to ask it to come up with ideas for you. Instead, you want to tell it to ask you a series of different questions that will help pull ideas from your own head of what product or service or content that you would like, but that doesn't yet exist, or that you would like, but in a new or better way. And ChatGPT is really great at walking you through this process. You can also modify this prompt too. You can tell ChatGPT that you want it to ask you a series of questions that will help you pull ideas out of your head of products or services or content that you know that other people will want, such as your friends or family, and that they'd like, but that either doesn't exist yet, or it could be made in a new or better way. It's a slightly different approach, but one that can be just as effective at finding a gap in the market. And again, just to clarify, while my gap I identified was a product, there are lots of ways to fill market gaps out there. Like, take YouTube for example. Years ago now, people that I personally knew had said that the Shopify video tutorials that they had found on YouTube were boring or difficult to follow, so I made this tutorial here to try and solve that problem for them, and it massively kickstarted this channel. So yes, there are lots of different types of problems out there that can be solved, but the key is picking the one that you think that you can solve the best. Then, once you've figured out what problem you will solve, we can move on to step 2, which is to use AI to create our money-making solution. And to do this, we need to create a custom AI workflow. An AI workflow, if you've never heard about that before, is just a series of tools that we will use to achieve a goal. So for me, this was my custom AI workflow I used for getting AI to help me design and create niche clothing designs. Step 1 in the workflow was using ChatGPT to help me come up with any slogans that my design needed. And then step 2 in the workflow was using Midjourney, an AI art generator, to generate the picture or pictures that my design needed. And then step 3 was using Canva, the AI-powered graphics editing app, to combine my slogan with the image Midjourney created to create and finish my design. So that was my personal AI workflow, but depending upon what business idea you have, yours could look very different. So remember earlier how I was showing you an example of me using ChatGPT to brainstorm different business ideas? Well, it did actually help pull out an interesting gap that would be fun to fill. It was to create a children's book aimed at introducing kids to the concept of AI, similar to those popular children's books like this that you see out there, designed to introduce kids to the concept of money. So this book here, it was self-published by the author themselves. And now it earns them passive money every day through the Amazon self-publishing service called Amazon KDP. So then what we can do is we can come to ChatGPT and explain our new business idea and then ask it to create an AI tool workflow that we can use to create the book. Now, ChatGPT, as you can see, will come up with a nice workflow that we can utilize. But here's the thing, right? In addition to creating this workflow, you can see that it's also suggesting specific individual tools that you can use for each stage of it. And personally, I wouldn't just rely on ChatGPT's recommendations for specific tools, because AI tools do change a lot and ChatGPT's training data isn't always up to date with these rapid changes. And so instead, I like to use Perplexity for picking these. Perplexity is an AI-powered search engine. It crawls the internet looking in all sorts of places such as Reddit and YouTube videos to find up-to-date discussions and reviews about which tools people are finding the most helpful right now at this very moment. So I like to turn the search tool on and use this to find the top AI tools people are using at this very moment for each step along the workflow. So when I asked Perplexity for the best AI tools here for creating a book layout, its research gave me a lot more tools to consider compared to ChatGPT. And so what you can do is you can try each of these out and pick the tool that you like the most. And here's a quick tip that you should definitely know about. While most paid AI tools out there will either let you use it for free or they will let you have a free trial, not all of them will. So if you have a low starting budget and you need to utilize AI tools that are either free or have free trials or free account versions, let Perplexity know. It will then find the best tools at each stage along your workflow that are within your budget. And it's interesting, right? With this new limitation, the results that Perplexity gave me were actually quite different. But yes, once you've created this workflow, we can now move on to step 3, which is to use AI to get free traffic and sales. Yes, so personally, I'm not a super big fan of using paid advertising for a new business. I prefer to focus on using free traffic methods instead. And the way I like to do that is by piggybacking off of already popular websites to drive traffic for me. So for me, I of course picked Etsy to list my dog clothes onto. since, as I said, it's already super popular. Every month, hundreds of millions of people visit here, which means that I don't have to market or advertise my store myself, since Etsy is already effectively doing it for me. So yeah, think about what popular website that you can piggyback off of to advertise your new business. For example, if you're going to be creating mobile videos, then you'll likely pick TikTok, Reels, or YouTube Shorts to post them on. Or if you're creating and selling books, then obviously Amazon is a good website to list and sell them on using their KDP program. Or perhaps you're going to be promoting DIY products through an affiliate marketing blog. Well, in that case, Pinterest might be a good way to push people to your blog. And you see, here's another great thing about popular websites, right? Whether it's Etsy or TikTok or YouTube or Instagram or Amazon or Pinterest, either way, all these popular websites these days are run using AI-powered algorithms. And these algorithms use AI to choose which products or content to show people. So, for example, I've been watching recipes lately on TikTok that use New Zealand-specific ingredients that I can find at my local supermarket like Weet-Bix instead of American ingredients that I don't have access to. So you can see in my For You page that TikTok's AI algorithm has shown me this New Zealand specific recipe video. And well, this could be a great way to bring in customers to all sorts of businesses. For example, you could bring in customers like me who want to buy a course that features New Zealand specific recipes. And when you're browsing through Etsy, you'll be shown different products based on the AI powered algorithm, picking the ones to show you and picking which ones to ignore. And so because I've recently been looking at printable activity packs for my niece and nephew, you can see its AI algorithm has personalized some items for me that it thinks I might like. And so what we can do is we can create a custom optimization workflow for any popular website, which will help us optimize our content or products for whatever their AI algorithm wants. So here is my optimization workflow I've created for Etsy. First, I use Perplexity to do a search and to find the best keywords that top selling products in my niche are already using. Then once it's finished creating this report, I can then download it. Then I use ChatGPT to take these keywords and then to turn it into a product page listing that is optimized for the algorithm. I upload the keyword document that I got from Perplexity, and then ChatGPT creates different choices and optimized titles, descriptions, and listing tags for me to pick from. Then next, I like to use Claude as an editor because while ChatGPT is great at creating technical content like optimized product pages, it is less good at then turning them into natural sounding writing, whereas Claude is an LLM which is trained on honesty, helpfulness, and harmlessness, which means that it's really good at creating natural sounding writing. So I give it ChatGPT's optimized listing and I get Claude here to edit it into its final form. And as I showed in my case study video, by doing this, I was able to get my first 2 sales fast within my first 2 weeks on Etsy. But as I said, every website's algorithm is different. And each of the AIs look for different things when picking and choosing which content or products to push and which to ignore. So while my workflow is great to copy if you're selling products on Etsy like me, if you are instead using a different website to piggyback off of, then I recommend coming to ChatGPT and asking it to create a custom optimization AI tool workflow that you can use to optimize your contents or products for its algorithm. And then again, I recommend using Perplexity to research and look up the best current up-to-date tools for each stage along the workflow and trying each of these tools out and seeing which ones you like the best and then combine them together to create your own custom workflow. So then after this, we can move on to the next step. But first, a quick word from today's sponsor, me. Yes, as my longtime subscribers know, due to the fact that there are lots of shady YouTube sponsors, it can sometimes be hard to find a sponsor that I trust to sponsor my videos. So since I couldn't find one for today's video, I'm just going to sponsor it instead to let you know that if you'd like to learn more about how I use AI to create print-on-demand products and then optimize them for Etsy's algorithm, then you can check out my video course, the Ecomm Clubhouse. I'll have a link to it in the video description below. But anyway, back to the video. And on to step 4, which is to use AI to create your business branding. So for this step, I have one specific tool that I use in my AI branding workflow that I definitely recommend that you use. And then I have 2 other tools that I use that are flex tools, and you can pick and choose them based on your own personal preferences. So first of all, to create my branding for my store, like my banner and my logo, I use Canva. This is an AI-powered graphics editor. They have a generous 30-day free trial for their pro version, which includes all of their editing tools. So this is a very budget-friendly option. And importantly, they have built-in branding templates for all of the popular websites out there. And so as I don't think there's any other tool that has this, this is one which can't really be replaced in our workflow. So for example, let's say that you had decided for your new AI business that you were going to create a new YouTube channel. Well, they have branding templates in here already for this. But for me, of course, I created an Etsy store. And as you can see, they have branding templates in here for Etsy as well. So I just clicked on the banner to make my own store banner, and then I chose through one of the many base designs already included to use as a base to customize. So for example, if you were opening a print-on-demand store focusing on the gardening and floral niche, this design here would be a really nice one to use as a base. But of course, to create your own branding assets, you need to have a brand name. So that's where I use ChatGPT. Now, this is a flex tool in my workflow because if you prefer using another AI LLM like Gemini or Claude, that is fine because all of them are pretty good at just coming up with good, catchy brand names. And they're also all pretty good at coming up with other types of text branding too. So for me, I also wanted to add in a short subtitle to this banner. So I just asked ChatGPT to create some options for me and it did a really good job. So once I had my new business name and store tagline, I just came back to Canva and I finished off creating and designing my brand graphics. And there is a third Flex AI tool that you might want to consider too, and that is choosing an AI image generator. Because you see, you take logos, right? I also used Canva to create a store logo because there are lots of logo designs already included in Canva, so you can just pick one and customize it. But what if you wanted to customize and add your own icon image to it? Well, an AI image generator is probably the best way to get exactly what you want because you can just ask it for what you want and it will make it custom for you. So for this, I personally use Midjourney since, well, it is my favorite AI image generator out there. I've had really good results with Midjourney. The main downside though is that this is not free. So if you need a free AI image generator, I recommend taking a look at Leonardo. They give you free credits each day to use, and currently this is my personal favorite AI image generator that is free. And then if you want to edit your images, you've got two good options. So ChatGPT is honestly pretty great at doing this. I can upload this icon to it and ask ChatGPT to make some tweaks and it will make the changes for me. So if you prefer to use a text-based AI to do this, then ChatGPT is great. But also Canva is very good at this too if you prefer to do manual editing yourself, since they have a bunch of different AI tools like their background remover and color editor to make specific AI enhanced tweaks yourself. So this is really just a personal choice. And then you can move on to step 5, which is scaling and growing profits. Okay, so I've said this before, but most people think about using AI to just automate boring, repetitive tasks. But for me, I think that it truly shines when you find ways to use it to automate your high-level tasks which require high-level thinking. So for example, I like to use AI as a chief financial officer. So once I've got a store that's got enough sales, I then give it to AI and then ask it to identify ways that I can increase profits and sales. And this is my current AI workflow for this. As long as you have any type of data, whether it's sales data or YouTube analytics data, anything really, this workflow should work. So first up is Zebra AI, my latest new addition to my workflow. You can upload any data you have and it will turn it into very easy to understand graphs. This lets you visually get a look over how your business is running and makes it easier for me personally to understand where my business strengths and weaknesses currently are. Then next up, I use ChatGPT and I use the thinking model. And remember, all account types, including the free one, have access to the thinking model. And I will tell it what I want it to make me, which is basically a report similar to what a CFO would make. And I also add in any questions or notes that I personally noticed from the Zebra AI graphs. And then I get ChatGPT to analyze the data. And this here is where the magic truly happens. By turning on the thinking model, you can see that it's going to be spending a lot more time analyzing the data compared to the standard model trying to create the most detailed report possible. You'll get a much longer, better answer this way. So I sped it up for the video, obviously, but the full report took 3 minutes for ChatGPT to generate. So Now what I like to do is I like to come and copy this report into a text document. Then I come to Notebook LM, which is Google's AI-powered research tool. This lets you upload information to it like ChatGPT's report, and it will convert it into simple and easy to understand study tools to make absorbing this information a lot faster. So I like to use the mind map tool to turn my report into a visual mind map. The chat box will also explain each section of the mind map for me. Plus, I also really enjoy using the audio overview, which turns my data into a really engaging AI podcast to listen to. So I'll put this on in the background when I'm doing something else around the house, like cooking. It's amazing. It's kind of like being able to listen to a business mentor tell me in simple, easy to understand ways how I can personally be making more money while I'm being productive around the house. It's game changing. So here's a little snippet from the AI podcast of them talking about how I could improve my Christmas sales in my example store using the CFO report that ChatGPT made for me.
Okay, so given that focus, what specifically should change for Christmas according to the report?
First recommendation, start earlier.
Earlier then.
Than maybe you are now. The data shows strong November and December volume, so shift your first listings to mid-October. This gives you a crucial window to test your creatives, while CPMs, that's your cost per 1,000 impressions on ads, are typically lower.
Get more bang for your buck before the holiday ad rush really hits.
Exactly, beat the rush a little.
See, that is pretty cool, isn't it? So if you'd like to learn about even more ways that people are earning money online, be sure to watch my next video here on screen, and I will see you in the next video.